Alright, so this is an update for my Honda Ruckus. Uh, Finally took it out on the road. I just tried to adjust the carb. I changed the jet um, in the carb, and seems to be running a little better. Not as rich. Um, uh, the only problem I think I have right now is it's not running right at wide open throttle. Kind of bogs down. At about half throttle, it has great power. It runs really smooth. I got an app downloaded on my phone to get the mile per hour, and I got it up to about 43, 44 miles per hour. Um, and I'll tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you I am not the lightest rider in the world. I'm about 220, 5'11", and for bigger riders, I've read online that's about the top speed on an engine like this, and but I've heard otherwise as well. So I've read online that to get again, I this is the first Ruckus I've ever built. I'm not an expert at building these scooters, and I'm trying to get the engine tuned, and so I can use it this summer. We're still in December, and the weather's kind of crappy out there. It's cold, and I'm getting it ready for the summer so I can ride it in the summertime. Um, I finally got the intake on, or the filter, and I was told that it would probably run a little better if I were to put a runner on it. So I ordered a 90-degree elbow, silicone elbow, so I can run the filter off to the side, like right here in this area. So here's another update of the parts that I've purchased for the Ruckus. Um, I've already showed these things, which are the weights and the belt and the springs for the clutch. But I got some new lug nuts with the spiked ends. I got two sets because I want to see how they look. And I got the new clutch bell housing, or the lighter weight one. That it's I bought it. Hopefully it works. It said it was for the 49cc, and it had some writing on the sides, but I didn't like that, so I painted over it and left the TWH on there. I got some new valve stem caps, and these are the forward foot pegs, with the Password JDM anodized red pegs. It came with these ones here, but I didn't want them to be different because I have the red ones in the back. So I believe I have to drill a couple of holes on the frame. That way these go bolted in there. I also got in the carbon fiber material, or vinyl material for the seat that I'm going to do the bride seat. I'm still waiting on the bride material to come in. Also, still waiting on the mirrors, which for some reason are taking quite a long time. But it says they're coming, so I should be here hopefully next couple of days. Right now, I'm just waiting for the weather to clear up. We got about a foot of snow a couple of days ago and yesterday, so I'm not going to be able to ride it anyways to see how the different weights and the clutch springs are going to change it, as far as the top speed and how it performs. But I will probably just install them this weekend and get them on there, and then hopefully that'll be it. Just these parts right here alone, with the bride material and the mirrors, it's like $500 just for this stuff, and it gets real expensive when you start adding everything up. And I think total, up to date, I have about 3,500 total, which I guess is not as much compared to if you bought something like this from like Dorby Works, you know, which I've seen them charge like $8,000 for something like this. You know, of course they know what they're doing. You know, they've done a lot of these, or he's done a lot of these, and but overall, I think I've done a pretty good job on this. And I guess the next video I'll do will be showing all of the parts installed. So I got the front foot pegs installed. Those are pretty much straightforward and simple. Just had to drill a couple of holes on the side through the frame and then put a couple of bolts. I've also installed the rear lug nuts. Those were a little bit more challenging because I had to swap out the studs because they were a different thread pattern on there. So overall, it wasn't too bad. I guess I just had to pull off the hub and retap it for a different thread, and it worked easy enough. And on this side, you got the polini belt and the 5 gram weights in the variator. I didn't put on the bell, the clutch bell, because it needs a spacer. It was rubbing up against the clutch assembly, and it was stopping. So I got to get make a spacer that's, I mean, just like a 1/16 of an inch or to an 1/8 of an inch wide. And I've only started it and run it in here because it looks like that out there today, so can't ride today. And I'm still waiting on the fabric, the bride fabric, racing seat fabric, so I can redo the seat. And I got a what's it called, a silicone hose, 2-inch coupling to make a runner for the intake. I'm not sure if it's going to work though, because I can't find something that's the same size on both ends. It's like one side is 2-inch and the other side is 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, and I'm not sure if that's going to work. So we'll have to figure something else out. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to make one out of stainless steel. I don't know. And overall, I think it's almost complete. Like I say, there's still a couple of things that I want to do. I want to make a deck to cover the tank out of carbon fiber, but I want it red black carbon fiber, and a scoop for the radiator, again out of red and black carbon fiber. So I have the carbon fiber and the resins and everything. I just got to get down and do it. And started getting the parts to do the GY6 Ruckus from the ground up, so kind of similar to this build. I ordered the rear frame, subframe off eBay, paid like $100 for the subframe. Gonna get on Babbitt's again and ordered a new front frame box and everything else. And gonna order the motor, the GY6 motor. Found it online for $320, and go from there. You know, it's another project's gonna start, and this one's just about complete. I just gotta wait for the weather to get a little better so I can take it out on a ride and see what these upgrades have done. If I have a top speed of over 43, 44 miles an hour, and if I get up to 50, I'll be happy. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the new clutch bell that I purchased online. A TWH is the company that made it. There used to be other writing around here, and I just painted over that because I didn't really like the way it looked. But when I put it on the first time, it didn't have the mounting area right here. was too short. So basically it was rubbing against the clutch on the inside right here. So I need to make a spacer that pulls it out, like, you know, maybe a 1/16, 3/32 of an inch, something like that. Just enough to clear that housing. And I was going to just basically go and get a piece of pipe and machine it down. But a while back I bought these bushings on eBay for a really good price, a big box of bushings that the guy didn't use. I think I paid like $10 for the whole box. And inside one of the bushings I found this. And it looks to be the same interior dimension as this. Now the outside, I'm not sure if that really matters. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the clutch bell that's on there now and see if that matters. If not, I'll have to grind it down and make it a little bit thinner. Here at my other shop, and I don't have my lathe here, so I'm going to basically just use the angle grinder and cut off a piece right there, and then sand it down with the belt sander to the thickness that I need. So we'll see how that goes. So this is what I found. Basically, the bell sits in here and rides on a bearing that's on the inside. This one looks like it's hitting right there. So yeah, I need this, and I found that this is the perfect size, the inside diameter, but it's too thick. So not having my vise, what I'm gonna do is put it on a drill like that. What I'll do is I'll just put some electrical tape in here until it's snug, and then just put it on the sand belt sander until I get the thickness that I need. I don't need much. I mean, it's almost there, but we'll see how that goes. So I ground it down. You can see the little groove right there where I was grinding it down, and then cut off a little piece and then ground it flat. Make sure it's reasonably flat, and then so now it fits inside there and there's no rubbing. So now I'll put them on, install it, and turn on the bike and see if there's any rubbing, and if it still catches right, you know, or engages the clutch onto the bell, and hopefully that works. Alright, so the bell is on and it's not rubbing. I started it up, and I'm not sure if this is normal, but just until the inside of the bell gets glazed from the pads, but there's a lot of, looks like the dust from the clutch pads, and I mean, it grabs, it's not slipping or anything like that. It's just immediately it started kind of you know, a bunch of the dust started coming out. So I'm going to order a set of new clutch pads and run it like this for a little while until, well, I'll have to wait till the weather gets better, and then run it and see what happens. But all this is set up. Like I say, it's not rubbing anywhere. It's grabbing. It's got power. So that's how you install one of these things. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I'll have to do more writing on it and see what happens. So the I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the 2K spring is in, and the red springs in the clutch are also in. I'm not sure if you can see them through here as well. Along with the polini variator and the 5-gram weights. Password JDM outer pulley, and we'll see what kind of power this produces once the weather cooperates with me, and we won't have such a sloppy mess out there. And I did get the silicone piece that goes on here, but for some reason one side is 2 inches and the other side is like 2.5, almost 3. And I cut it to see if I could, but it's gonna, even if I wanted to bring it this way, it's gonna hit the shock. And the only way I can do it is if I mount it straight up, you know, kind of going up like this. So I'm not sure if I'm even gonna use it. We'll see how it runs without it. Other than that, everything else is installed. I'm going to put the CVT cover on, and that should be it for today.